Take the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio as we delve into the enigmatic world of UFO sightings and extraterrestrial abductions. Join us for conversations with leading experts and individuals who have encountered these otherworldly beings, uncovering secrets about their experiences, contact stories, and the profound implications for humanity. Listen as we reveal the incredible narratives of those who have undergone alien abductions, shedding light on the psychological and spiritual impacts of these encounters. Explore the depths of consciousness and spirituality as we discuss how these experiences may connect us to something greater beyond our understanding.
Next radio. Turn the signal up. Coleyufo in the building. If you hear this, you already tuned in.
Truth beyond disclosure, we break the silence over. Hands up higher, shoulder to shoulder. They can't hide us, take over. Truth beyond disclosure, lights in the sky get closer.
That's the next wave, we flip that cover. Coley got the world on hover. Yo, I was 10 when I saw that flash. Silver disc cut clean through the overcast. Mama said, boy, that's just a plane. But the thing did a right angle, drifted, vanished in the rain. Late night, flipping dials on a crack deck. Calling show folks scared, talking contact. Farm fields, circles in the wheat rows. Military trucks on the back, dark dirt road. Black suits, black shades, move quiet. Tell you where the balloon if you buy it. Classified up on the radar blip, but the tape got out, now it's all on the clip. Files in the basement, we cracked the lines. Whole page black, but the truth still shines. If it's nothing, why they guard that folder? To everybody is sitting over their shoulder.
Hush, hush, but the ground keeps shaking. Night sky lit, and your phone keeps waking. They say stand down, but the crowd's way bolder. Turn that dial, feel the signal get colder. And truth beyond disclosure, we break that silence over. Hands up high, to shoulder to shoulder. They can't hide us, take over. Truth beyond disclosure, lights in the sky get closer.
SNX wave, we flip that cover. Coley got the world on hover.
Yeah, late shift out back on the smoke break. Saw 3 lights glide, damn freeze and rotate. No sound, but my heart went drum drum. Next blink, one it just went loading. Doctor, I'm face to face with a long black pupil. Time slowed down, every hair stood mutual. Got a scream, but we talked in flashes. Images, maps running through the lashes. They show me cities, oceans, endings. In a clean rerun with a brand new sending. So we've been knocking, you've been blind. You lead us on checks to erase your minds. Boards in the sky with the logos off. Every crew take notes when the engines cough. National security, same old script. While they scrub that footage from your nightly clips.
Too many eyes, you can't just blame weather. Too many nights with that bright, strange tether. We feel that hum, that invisible motor. Coley on the mic, bring the wave in closer. Coley on the mic, bring the wave in closer.
Truth beyond disclosure, we break that silence over. Hands up high, to shoulder to shoulder. They can't hide us, take over. Truth beyond disclosure, lights in the sky get closer.
That's the next wave, we flip that cover. Coley got the world on hover.
Who's got questions?
We got questions.
Who wants answers?
New confessions.
Who sees lights when the night gets colder? Crouch and lie.
Truth beyond disclosure. Glow, put your hand up high. If you lost 2 hours, never knew quite why. If your dash cam caught that impossible turn, now the world tuned in, let the whole thing burn. Now the world tuned in, let the whole thing burn.
Truth beyond disclosure, we break that silence over. Hands up higher, shoulder to shoulder. Get in, eyes take over. Truth beyond disclosure, lights in the sky get closer.
Insect wave, we flip that cover. Quality world on hover. SNX radio, Coleyufo. If you can hear this, you're part of the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of SNX Radio. I know it's been a whole 20 minutes since I've seen everybody again, but it's so nice to see that everybody made it back in chat. I don't know what's going on. Everything's so glitchy tonight, but I was trying to drop the link live, and I was having a problem. But Blazer, thanks for joining. I saw your impressive work on Bigfoot Dwarf's channel, and I was like, man, feels like a wrench over here. I'm totally about it. So thank you so much for joining the team. We appreciate it. And we got Tyro Sounds again. Nice to see you back, little mother of demons. I feel that way sometimes too. Welcome, Raybert. Nice to see you back, Raybert246. Who else do we got here? Kurt W75. Definitely looking for Kurt W75. I know that I said this the other night, and no pressure on Kurt, but who would love to see Kurt back up here on stage, hosting too, alongside me? I think that would be fun, Kurt. Anytime you want to come on, and Bigfoot Michigan Rob, definitely get over to the BMR Pirates and subscribe if you are not already. He's got great content over there, great jokes, great people. So if I missed anyone, I apologize, and I will definitely be making it up to you. If so, I see a lot of jamming. I'm trying to mix up the music a little bit, just because everybody, if you don't know, the reason it's taking so long is I have a live following over on X, and I dropped the link live, and in order to do that, I have to wait for the show to start. So that's what's going on. It's not that I'm trying to torture you by making you listen to music, but And Michael Kennedy, hey, welcome. So our next guest, he's fantastic. He comes with a different mission, and instead of me maybe like the English language slaughtering it, I'm going to bring him, and I told him about this behind stage. I said, just gonna let you come out and introduce yourself, and that way I get it all correct because you'll be saying it for yourself. But yeah, he's great, and it's not that I don't want to give him a great introduction because he deserves one, but I think it will work out better, and he kind of agreed. So let's welcome Charles to the stage. Charles, do you want to tell
Hello.
everybody hello? Tell them the music was probably was that a bit much for you back there? Or were you jamming?
Okay, it was okay. No problem. Well, thank you
Oh,
very
hey,
much
Kitty
for
Quack.
inviting me, Coley.
Yes, welcome. And tell everybody who you are and about your organization and what you guys do. You do some really fantastic stuff.
Oh, yes, I belong to the Alcione Association. It's an association based in Spain, although we have members and followers and collaborators who help us from different countries in the world. And our main goal as a non-profit association is to spread, to inform about the specific work by a South American author, Rabolu. And he wrote several books, but his last work was titled Hercolubus, or Red Planet, in which he summarized most of his knowledge acquired through different techniques and different investigations. And that work is spread for free by the Alcione Association, and you can download it from any of our pages. And I think I've given one of our main pages, alcioneassociation.com, and from there you'll see just a tab from where to download the book. Sorry for my English.
I have that in the ticker below, Charles, just so you know. If they look in the ticker below, I can see that. Yeah, it's going there, so you'll be able to get that. No problem.
So anyone can get it. And that book has got three main parts, and one of them is talking about prophecies, the main prophecy, and that's the prophecy of Hercolubus, or Red Planet. Then he's got a chapter on aliens, which I thought was maybe the topic that would most interest your listeners or viewers. And then there's also a part on inner work or spiritual work, psychological work, as you want to call it. And those three topics have got a lot in common, because one links to the other. And if you have a look at the three as a whole, they make a global sense, a good sense for the times we are living now, mainly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. There's some different times, aren't they?
So, the prophecy, the Hercolubus prophecies, a prophecy that warns about a change, a cosmic change, in which our planet will suffer an upheaval, a change of poles as well, and that's as a last phenomenon from a series of them. And mainly the author wants that if we don't change our pace, our current pace of extreme materialism and great development of our selfishness, ego, if we don't change that, the fate of humanity is already written. And
so that's interesting that you said that before about the pole switch. A lot of people don't realize that the pole switch is actually currently happening. Yes. And so that's a part of the prophecies in the Red Planet, the book.
Yes, it's one of them. The author says, always he compares with Atlantis, the lost continent that in a previous era suffered the same fate. That's a cyclical. Hercolubus is a cyclical phenomenon. There's an external planet, exoplanet, that comes near to our solar system periodically, and that provokes a change in Earth. So the time is coming already. It's again coming, and we are sort of repeating the same facts and events that Atlantis underwent.
Oh,
And
that's. Oh, so what is, I guess, can you kind of go into it a little bit? Because this kind of just, I mean, it's kind of resonating a little bit. So during the time of Atlantis, you're saying all of these things started happening, the
yes.
last time?
As a whole, as a humanity, we let's talk clearly. We failed. We are full of wars. We are destroying our environment, and this. Things don't improve. If we want to deceive ourselves, we'll say, okay, everything is okay, and we don't worry about that. But if you are realistic, I'm not going to say neither optimistic or pessimistic. If you are realistic, you can clearly see that there are some trends that will, if we don't change them, the final is not pleasant at all. So Atlantis went through the same process. There was extreme materialism and people going against the laws of nature, against the human kindness, or against same laws of human being. Also, forgetting about our spiritual side. We are spiritual beings. We've got much more than flesh. And so we've forgotten that as well. We've forgotten something that our brothers in space, as the author talks in his chapter about aliens, have not forgotten. So why are aliens more advanced than us in those planets he's talking about, Venus, Mars, and others? Why are they more advanced than us? Because they haven't lost their spiritual side. So since they are not failed humanities, they can enjoy great technology, they can enjoy great powers, they've got all the faculties developed. And aliens are here to show us that point. Those advanced civilizations are showing us what we could have become, but didn't. What we could have, sorry, my English sometimes I don't find the right word. They're showing us what we could have developed into. So, and we are failed humanity, but aliens are trying to help us. That approach, saying that they are going to invade us, they're going to harm us, that's far from reality. They are more advanced than us, and since they are more advanced than us, they know the cosmic laws, and they know, the spiritual side of any human in the universe, because basically we are human beings. Any planet, in any planet we can think of that is inhabited. So
do you see that they're all? Do you think all extraterrestrials, or do you think that there's some that are here, living among us, that are not very good, or not?
Yes, we do. The author also pointed out, not in his book specifically, but in other times, they are trying to help us. They're mixing with us to study us, and sometimes they do specific things to make us to be aware of that. But one thing is that they cannot interfere. There's a cosmic law saying that you cannot interfere in the pace of another planet. So they're not going to intervene in a violent or drastic manner. They're going to help. Helping is okay, and helping mainly in a particular, or maybe individual or a group, people, and that's why the author says that we have to prepare for that. We need to prepare for that change that is coming, and to contact aliens as well. We need to prepare so that they can help us properly. Aliens know us inside out. There's no need to call them. There's no need to attract them, because they know us. They know us, and they know our stage, our evolution, and basically they want to help us. I mean, and specifically to those individuals that want to change in a real way, and those groups that want to really help themselves and help humanity. So they're not going to give us any technology that could harm us or that we could use to harm ourselves or anything like that. And to follow with this idea or this principle, the author also gives us in his book specific techniques to improve psychologically, spiritually, to cleanse ourselves. Because mainly what aliens, the difference between aliens and us is that they don't have any ego-driven psychological aspect. Very, very little. Almost they have eliminated that. And we are full of that selfish or ego-like nature. And that's what is harming us the most. I mean, we are going to change our planet, our humanity, if we change inside. If we don't change inside, I mean, the humanity or society is the sum of individuals. If individuals, we don't change, the society, it's not going to change at all. So the techniques given in the book about the technique with the ego, and also with the way to do proper research in esoteric or spiritual, the world is through the astral techniques. So he's giving also in the book a chapter on astral projection, astral travel, and so that we can prove by ourselves, we can verify by ourselves what he's talking about, and also to discover new things. So that those are the three main aspects in the book: the prophecy, the alien, and the inner work. And I mean, it's very practical. It's a very practical work, the book. And if we put it into practice, we'll surely going to get some results quite soon. So that's our offer as an association, non-profit association, and that's the main goal of our activity, and that's why we're talking here and trying to explain that fact.
What are the techniques? You mentioned techniques. What are some of the techniques that you do use or teach people?
Yes, well, in the book I will explain there's a technique which is the elimination or the dissolution of the ego, of our ego. I mean, we talk as an ego as a set or as a whole of our psychological defects. Our psychological defects are very varied. I mean, we've got pride, we've got greed, we've got impatience, we've got anger, etc., etc. So, and each of those has also many different aspects, many different details. What the author is calling about details, because what we need to do is polish. I mean, gradually polish our psychology. That means consciously. Obviously, is a work that is done very consciously, because first we need to observe ourselves. We need to be aware of ourselves, be conscious of how we think, how we feel, how we act, and that's. I mean, it's mainly it's a private work. It's an individual work. Nobody can do it for us. I mean, and we don't need to believe. It's not a belief system either. It's a practical system. It's a fully individual and I mean, hands to work task that we have to do. And through that work, which is obviously a daily work, it's not as going a specific moment doing in a specific place. It's in our daily life. We can do lots of things to know ourselves and to polish all those details. And gradually, we are changing to what we really are, to our real essence, our spiritual essence that is in every one of us. But now we don't let it express. We don't let it express. We've got many powers inside, many faculties, many insights that we don't. I mean, we are blocking continuously through our wrong psychology, through our ego psychology. So all those defects was just talking. So those, they don't allow us to express, allow our real nature to express. So it's a work of polishing ourselves. And as the author explains, of the aliens, they have polished all that. They are really spiritual, powerful beings, because they have eliminated their wrong psychology, ego psychology. They went through that stage as we are now. I mean, aliens went through. They learned from that stage, and they liberated themselves. That's a work of liberation. Also, we're talking sometimes that's the real freedom. Real freedom is the freedom from our own wrong psychology, or those little things that make us act in a wrong way. Sometimes then we repent, or we are sorry about that, but we've told, we've said, we've felt, we've done things we really didn't want to do, but we are trapped.
Maybe we wanted to do them, but we regretted it later and knew it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ego who wanted to do them.
Right.
I mean, it's our real nature. So sometimes we realize, what a mistake, or why did I do that? I mean, it's the ego. Man, that's something that we have to observe. I mean, the real knowledge, self-knowledge is a wonderful, is a extraordinary field, extraordinary path, because we discover by ourselves, things we didn't know, we didn't.
It's so many complexities. I was a mental health therapist for 7 years. I did dyadic developmental psychotherapy, which really stems from like the attachment theory. So I understand, and you're going into that, like you're talking about self-actualization, becoming self-aware of yourself, and the ego. Yeah, the ego, or the death of the ego, is probably where you're more in alliance with. But that's all good stuff. Very good stuff.
That's true. Exactly.
And so, we do like, I think we're human, and things, and especially that's how we learn. Seems to be how we learn, through mistakes here. So it's kind of mastering some of that. Is it kind of becoming a master here on Earth, and where will this lead us to? Is it contact? Because you said before that ET, they can't interfere, and I believe that they can't. And even in their timeline that they've shown me, they actually will set up holographically the whole scenario, but they never ever engage or interject in that timeline whatsoever to change it.
No, they can't interfere. You're right. They can't interfere. That will be breaking cosmic law, because we are free individuals. We choose where we want to go. We choose what we do. We choose what we think. But of course, if we are, as I was saying, if we are inside, if we are harboring a second nature, like an ego-like nature, we have created through different existences, through different lives, and it's got very strong at this moment. I mean, that's why our world is full of wars and full of misery, because we have developed, our ego is developed, greatly developed, and we haven't done anything to prevent that. And that's the moment. I mean, if we don't do it now, we won't do it. I mean, the world is going to go through that process of upheaval and like happening in Atlantis. So individually, we can do much. We can do a lot of that. I mean, observing ourselves. And the author explains in his book the technique to eliminate the ego. Once we see a detail, we have to ask inwardly, inside to our inner being, for that detail to be erased from us, from that detail to be eliminated. And detail by detail, slowly, gradually, we change ourselves consciously for the good. Where are we going with that change? Well, our inner being, which is the superior, we would say divine or spiritual inner master, that's what we are going to show gradually. That's what we are going to to allow to manifest. Okay, so it's a matter of polishing. So the medieval authors and the alchemists, esoteric teachers always said polish was, that's the work, cleanse ourselves, cleaning our psychology. It's everything in us, everything is inside us, so we don't need to go and get something from the external world. It's inside us, but the thing is that it doesn't manifest. We don't allow it to manifest because of that ego nature. So the main work internally is to eliminate our psychological selfishness in all of those aspects I've been mentioning. So each of us has a different work. Each of us is in a different stage, but we all have to do that work, and so that will allow us to contact those aliens and to be more like, or to approach their type of society, their type of life, which is a paradise. In actual, the author describes in his book, they live in a paradise. He says they live an angelic life. No wars, no borders, no money, no everything conscious, and so that's real happiness.
Yeah, knowing that authentic and genuine and that pure, that is definitely real happiness and joy. So what is your group? So where, I guess, do they have a theory on what happened to Atlantis that we're going to experience again? What does the prophecy part of it say?
Well, the prophecy is, if humanity doesn't change, I mean, the events are going to unfold the same as it happened similarly to Atlantis. So that is a planet approaching our solar system, and through magnetic.
So is this what they're calling, like, is this Planet X that's coming, or is this like, or
right. I mean, Planet X. Ancient civilizations called it Baal, wormwood. I think it's in the Bible, wormwood in the Apocalypse, and different cultures have talked about that. Nostradamus called it the King of Terror. So that planet that marks the end of an era, the end of a failed humanity, and the starting of a new one. That is the planet Hercolubus, Planet X, Wormwood, Nibiru, whatever name different civilizations have given to it, and that is going to erase most of the current civilization. I mean, and there's always a group, certain part of humanity that is kept, say, out of those events, and can start a new society without that ego and without those same strengths, So it's a matter. I mean, the process of that planet, the events caused by that planet, is just to get a new start, to allow a new start. New start will not be allowed. I mean, will not be possible now with the type of humanity we are now, with those egos and driving us all the time. So we need to do that change in order to start a new humanity. So I want to encourage the audience and anyone to look inwardly and to start this work, so that we change, and so that the society, or part of the society, can change, and so we are also ready for those events that are going to happen in the coming years. So readiness is a main point also in that book. Readiness, to be ready for that extraterrestrial or any help. We need to be ready inside us. I mean, spiritually. There's no need for us to go to a specific place. They know us, and they're going to help us if we also help ourselves, if we work on ourselves. Hello, Coley. Can't hear you. I think your mic was closed.
Okay, you should be able to hear me now. No, I don't know why my computer, I downloaded an app. What happened? This is what happened. So I could take calls, live callers, and it changes the settings from time to time. And I think that's what's happening. So I apologize. That was on my end. But I guess I was asking in preparation, is that kind of what the stargates are, like the things that are they trying to jump off planet Earth? Is planet Earth, I mean, is there areas of it that are not affected by this, or is it something we can
Yeah,
change? Because you said it's kind of rich.
I mean, there will be areas of our planet will not be affected so seriously as the main part. So in those areas, I mean, the things aliens are going to help us be in those areas. So her mission will be to pick. I mean, selected groups that are willing to start that new society and have cleansed themselves in that work and spiritual work, in that psychological work. So to start a new society, we need also a new embryo, a different embryo, a different starting, individuals, and that will be the alien mission to pick with their spacecrafts the best spiritually talking. I mean, consciously talking. We're not going to talk about any type of social class or race or intellectual individual, but also specifically spiritual prepared people. And spiritual prepared people doesn't mean any religion, any belief. It means conscious, awakened, and having less ego in their I mean, inside themselves, inside their psychology. So that will be that are the traits of that alien help, and that what the author wrote in his book.
Wow. So how did you come about following in this whole movement?
Well, we some people we knew about the VM Rabolu, I would say for maybe 30 years. It was at the end of last century. It was in the 90s, 80s and 90s. We knew about the author. We knew about his works, and he was very popular in South America and Mexico, and his works came to Europe. And when he wrote Hercolubus, a Red Planet, we just decided that was the gist, the summary of his other works, and we decided to help. We had proved, of course, we had worked with his techniques from other books, and as we knew they work, and we just felt that we had to share that because what had helped us could well help other people, and because we are, I mean, humans, we are more or less the same. We are all the same. We have all the same goals. I mean, we want to be happy. We want to be conscious. We want to live a conscious life, and as we felt that we needed an internal change, we think that other people can also be looking for an internal change. So we decided we formed the Alcione Association, and we set up the websites, and we started to spread the book. And we first started spreading it physically, I mean the paperback, and we started sending paperbacks by post. But the the acceptance was so huge that we started receiving lots of different orders from different parts of the world, and we couldn't afford that. So we said we're going to make it downloadable, and that's what the stage now is a downloadable book. It's an ebook. It's not very long. It's 50 pages, and that's working very well. It's working. I mean, just for free. People are downloading it, and they're sending us also some feedback and saying, "Well, thank you very much. This works, and that allowed me to see this or that." And many people also saying, "Well, this is what I knew would have to be done. It's something I dreamt about, or I saw it in one of my meditations." And there's all sorts of feedback. It's also encouraging, because you see that this helps people, so you feel more than encouraged to continue with that, and that's it. It's just sharing.
Do you want me to play the video that's on the website?
Yes, please.
I won't get.
Yes,
Yeah, I've got it pulled up. I was showing
fine.
about the book. I thought maybe that would help people to maybe.
There are different videos in our page. There are different videos. One about extraterrestrials, others about prophecies.
This one right here is this. Let's see here.
There's an interview as well to the author.
In the year 1998, V.M. Rabolu, great spiritual master and prophet of our times, wrote in his book, Hercolubus, or Red Planet, his short-term prophecies about the future of humanity and the essential teachings for the spiritual progress of human beings. As a result of his deep spiritual research, V.M. Rabolu wrote these words: "When Hercolubus comes closer to the earth and aligns with the sun, deadly epidemics will begin to spread over the entire planet. Neither doctors nor official science will know what sort of illnesses they are or how to cure them. They will be powerless in the face of epidemics. Life will begin to disappear from our planet. The moment of tragedy and darkness will come. Tremors, earthquakes, and tidal waves. Human beings will become mentally unbalanced because they will not be able to eat or sleep. In the face of danger, they will throw themselves over the precipice en masse, completely mad. What I am affirming in this book is a prophecy that will be fulfilled very shortly, because I am certain about the end of the planet. I know it. I am not frightening, but warning, because I am distressed about this poor humanity. These events will not be long in coming, and there is no time to waste with illusory things. As a civilization, we have already failed. There is no going back. But as individuals, our future will depend on each one of us. For this humanity who forgot the spirit and became a slave to money and materialism, there will be no choice other than to transform itself or perish.
So there's still time. Is that what they're saying? There's still time?
Yes, we are still in that we could say time to work. Yeah, we are specifically in this time.
Well, the ending of it definitely struck home. I think that the people and how it's being handled, but I feel like it's the powers that be, whoever they are, the puppet masters or however. But like you said, it was planned. What's the mode? I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to say about all of it. Like, but destroy planet Earth. What happened last time? Was it? I mean, did the whole planet go?
In Atlantis, no. It's part of most of the planet gets wiped. Atlantis was like that. I mean, the Atlantic continent was in the Atlantic Ocean now, sank, and the remains of that civilization went to different places, both to what is America now and Europe or Egypt as well, and started a new civilization. So the similar process will happen here. I mean, the planet Earth is not going to finish. Planet Earth is going to follow. It's a cosmic, plan that's saying, well, that each planet has different civilizations, like 7 main civilizations. We are just in the 5th. So planet Earth will continue, but as this current society, this current civilization is on the brink of self-destroying the planet, so that needs to be stopped. So we are. If you think we are in a moment that we could destroy several times our planet with just the weapons, the nuclear weapons we have. In different countries, we could blow up several times our planet, and that's a real danger. I mean, if those weapons have been manufactured, it's because they might be used in certain moment. So that's a real danger, and the aliens also know that. And because of also the cosmic order, the cosmic law that will not allow this planet to be self-destroyed by this current humanity. So the planet Hercolubus is coming and is going to change the face of our planet. But a part of our currently humanity is going to survive to start a new one. That's what happened in Atlantis. Atlantis sank, but some people selected spiritually. We're always talking about spiritually prepared part of it, and that's symbolized in the Bible by Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark is just a symbolic, reference to the people who had worked spiritually.
So I was looking through. It quotes a lot of Edgar Cayce's work, which is The Sleeping Prophet, which I thought it was, some of his work is really interesting, and like the psychic readings he did on health, reincarnation, prophecies, and things like that.
Yes.
So
she's talking about this also. Yes. Similarly, it's similar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he talks about like the trance state, diagnosing illness, like offering spiritual advice and things like that, and predicting future events. Is his line of work that kind of perpetuated the book and the teachings? Is that what I understand correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we need to reflect. Ours is not we don't want people to believe or take anything on faith, but to to experience, to reflect. It's an invitation to reflect, to observe what happens outside, what happens in us, because we are the main problem. I mean, if the society goes in a certain direction, it's because individuals we go in a certain direction. Sometimes we blame, governments or politicians. I mean, they are the same as us. I mean, politicians are human beings.
They never let a good crisis go to waste. I just think a lot of this are those people in higher power in places.
But yes, because we don't, but because we are, in a certain way, following all those trends. I mean, yes, governments are, they try to grasp power anywhere, but we as individuals, we also like power, we like money, we like fame. I mean, we are not different from them. I mean, we need to understand that we are all human beings, and the root of that selfishness is inside each of us, and we need to observe that and reflect on that. I mean, as long as we deny that we are good people, we think we are good people, but we need to observe ourselves. I'm not going to say that we are good or bad, but just observe ourselves, be conscious of ourselves, see how our psychology is, see how we think, how we feel, how we dream, and all that. I mean, that's the starting point. That we just want people, and we want ourselves to reflect on that and to be aware of that, and then let's anyone take what resonates with them, what they like, what they want to do. But
I like that part of it.
Yeah, we need to start with this. It's an inner work. I mean, it's not believing or not. I mean, accepting or not. I mean, it's not a point of saying, yes, I believe that, I believe this will happen. No, we need to start with our inner work. That's the main need nowadays, because we're all like automatons. We are mechanical. We just react mechanically. We repeat the same every day, same thoughts, same feelings, same likes or dislikes. And I mean, we can live many years on that same pattern, and this is not our real nature. Our real nature is much more than that, and that's the key point. We need to make a certain revolution inside. The true revolution is always done inside oneself, inside us, and then from that we can do anything outside. But if we don't make that revolution inside ourselves, we will continue doing the same for years and years, and worsening, because that ego we were talking about gets stronger with time. I mean, we see that in early ages. I mean, kids are innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, they feel the goodness, they feel the love and whatever. And as we grow, I mean, the ego gets stronger every time. And at the end of our lives, sometimes the ego is so strong that people, get really, really bad feelings or
you know what I'm seeing a lot. I'm going through the website, so I'm seeing astral projection and like the giving people the wisdom to do that. I'm seeing spiritual development. I mean, that seems like the inner work, which is a positive thing. And then going through all this, I'm seeing all that, and I'm not quick to jump on a fear narrative whatsoever, but then I'm looking into this. I mean, like, you're talking about where the how am I saying it right? The hero, I'm not going to say it right. The planet, the red planet, the global prophecy is named off of it's like ET with the Pleiadians. Is that what I was reading? I may have something wrong. Okay. Yeah. So this all seems like a thing. So you guys are actually going in and you astral project then, I'm assuming?
Yes, astral projection is one of the techniques we can use, and we are practicing to get that real inner knowledge. I mean, through astral projection, we get private knowledge that is sometimes not written in books. It's it's not written in books, it's for each of us. So according to each one, the astral experiences are different. And also in astral, we receive messages and we receive teachings, and we know ourselves better, because in those dimensions, I mean, the topic of the dimension is something that the author mentions and talks about, and also is the base of the prophecy. I mean, the knowledge. I mean, if people know about prophecies, because events that happen on Earth have happened before in superior dimensions. I mean, the process of crystallizing and physically an event, a phenomenon, is because it started in higher dimensions, and it goes down, to the physical, and then it happens physically, and we see, oh, okay, this has happened. But before it happened here, it came from higher planes or higher dimensions. That's why the astral projection is a way of knowing as well sometimes what will happen here, or might likely happen here, because there's not either a mechanical deterministic thing. We can change some events, but most of them, since we are mechanical, they happen to us. They happen because we are not able to change them. We are not able to modify. So, well, it's all linked or interconnected.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can I ask you a question? Because somebody, Raybert, who is our chat mod, he said something about the Mandela effect. I was reading how it was going by the calendar that you guys are using. Let me pull it up here, because you talked about the Mayan calendar, how they're using it. So the Gargantuan calendar, right, is 7 years behind. So if you went to like Ethiopia, it's only, what would it be there? 2019? Is that, are you following me? Like, because it's 7 years behind, right? Is it running on like the 13-month calendar? Is that what I'm seeing?
Well, I don't know very well how the calendars work in the Mayan and the different ones, but the Mayan calendar, the 2012 date, was just a signal that in this 21st century things would start changing drastically, and was the beginning of the end of our civilization.
But that would have put us at 2020, which I think would make a whole lot of sense, because that's when they said the end of the world. Would that not have put it?
There's no set date. I mean, there's no set date. Things unfold according to our deeds as well. It's no mechanical, no prophet, I would say prophet. Or
right. I guess my only point is there's two different, there's not everywhere here in this planet is 2026 right now. There's places that are years behind on their calendar.
Yes, on their calendar, yes.
Yes. So that's why I was just saying that I think when that Mayan calendar was supposed to end would have been when 2020, which I think was the craziest point. I mean, that's when a lot of people said that we jumped a different timeline. I don't even know if you buy into any of that either, but I'm just saying that that's when it seems like the change really started to occur.
Well, there's no specific. I mean, author V.M. Rabolu said in last century, said, well, from year 2000, he says, things will unfold seriously. I mean, the whole world will be in a process of. He said the whole world will be in tragedy, meaning that the wars would increase, migrations and natural phenomena as well, tsunamis or earthquakes, and so that would unfold from 2000. But it's hard. I mean, nobody has given a specific date for specific events, because it depends on our.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting, though, that when you had mentioned the Mayan calendar and that timing.
Yes.
I'm just saying that they're operating on a calendar that's like 7 years behind us. So.
Yeah, you're right. But also, I don't know why people chose the 2012 specific and saying that. I think I mean, those events will not happen. I mean, all in one go and from in a specific year. I mean, things are unfolding. We can see that. I mean, we can see that things are unfolding and getting every time a little bit more, hard or specifically serious. And this is what is happening in this century from year 2000. But we are in the time, as you said before, we are in the time to work now. We are specifically in the time to work. And since the external events are unfolding as well, and the world is shaking in different aspects already, politically, I mean, socially, also in environment as well, like everything is shaking. So that's a signal we need to work now, because things are going to unfold as those prophecies have predicted. Most of them, Mayan, Edgar Casey, and B.M. Rabolu, as the author we're talking about now.
Yeah. I was gonna. Do you want me to play this video that's up?
Yeah, that's quite moving as well. That's quite nice. Yeah.
Okay, we'll try this one. All right, I'll take this. Oops, crap. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, that's wow. Whoops. Just a second here. Apparently, we're back. There we go. That's not a bad thing. I mean, improving yourself and becoming and like you said, the death of the ego and all of that. So, do you have communication with ET, or is it somebody that is doing that, runs that channel of, or how are you compiling, I guess, your data from this point on?
Well, we base our findings on the techniques given by the author, and so through the death of the ego, you can get new insights on different topics many topics, and then through astral projection as well, as I said. And that's the starting point. I mean, that's a practical point of our task. And we would like everyone to do their own research on anything they want. I mean, by cleansing our psychology, we get mainly thousands of opportunities to discover outside. If you want to research on aliens, you can research on aliens. If you want to research on prophecies, and it's all the awakening. The same as we said on. I mean, we call about the soul of the consciousness that lies in us already. That divine spark is already in us, and by working on ourselves, that divine sparks start to manifest, and not through beliefs or through specific ideas, but through experience. So that's the main thing. It's a really a practical work. It's a practical work. We are not going to be satisfied with a belief or with accepting anything. It's if there is no inner work, there's nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's not a theory. The main point, and that's what I think that's why the author made a so small book, very concise and summarized, because he used to say, well, we don't want theories, we want practice. When people should be, all should be our own master at the end. I mean, a master is inside us.
Yeah, you're your own best expert. Yeah, there's a lot of psychology behind what you're doing. I appreciate that. I can definitely.
It is, yeah. There is psychology because we are psychological. We are spiritual psychology. I mean, psyche in Greek means soul.
So are you following like Carl Jung? Are you doing the like that type of?
Well, not following, but it's
transpersonal.
I mean, it comes down to sometimes it's a very similar work, but this is a work we can do by ourselves. We don't need a psychologist. So the thing is.
No, I agree. There's a reason I don't do it anymore. There's a reason I don't do it anymore. I'm 1000% with you on that. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if we practice self-observation, meditation is very also advisable. Mm-hmm. We just need to be clear inside ourselves, clear our mind, and start. But the main thing is we need to eliminate the ego. If our work, any spiritual work, does not attack the ego.
Do you believe in like the Bufo ceremonies that the Native Americans do for the ego death?
Well, Native Americans had a lot of this knowledge, and sadly, it has been lost. But all real tribes across the world, South America, Oceania, whatever, tribes.
The plant medicine, is that a part of this?
Well, we don't work with medicine, but it has a relationship, I think. Yes.
Oh, I've been to I've been to one, so I can't, yes. But I understand it's probably, no, definitely.
Yeah. The thing is that it has to be practical. This is something we're not used to because we read a lot and we compare, but it's all an intellectual. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, myself. I mean, I had the mistake to be too much intellectual and comparing things. And unless you start an inner work and a practical work, we just remain just going round and round different theories. But the real change in ourselves is a practical self-knowledge and elimination of the ego. That's the real change, and from that you can discover whatever you are interested in. But it has to be that work on the ego. It has to be done.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It definitely puts things in a different perspective. That's for sure. Did you want me to play this video?
Yes, if you have time. I mean, if listeners are happy with the different approach from that reflects on our videos, yes, that would be.
With this one, or do you want a different one play? I can play both.
We've got different. Okay, see that one. We've got different.
Okay, this one's like 44 seconds.
Yeah, that's enough.
This world is our mirror. We carry within ourselves the causes of war as the seeds of peace. Everything is within you. Causes and solutions. Questions and answers. The choice to act is yours. Hercolubus, or Red Planet, a little book that sets the record straight and which sounds the alarm on upcoming upheavals. Ask for your copy.
Yeah, it's not bad either. And where is the other one that you wanted me to share? Where is that one located?
Well, there's an interview, but that would be maybe a bit long. There's an interview on one of our website pages.
Which I can look and see. How long is it? Is it I'm not okay, here. This might be the interview. I think let me see. I'll share my screen and see if this is the correct one. You'll probably know if you see it, huh? Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. So you tell me if this is if this right here would be the right one.
This is about the author. This is about the author specifically. We made that to.
Okay, so that wasn't his.
People
Okay.
wanted to know about the author and how he did the work and how he started, how he came to those findings. And
which is the interview?
Well, that's the extraterrestrial one. If you want to show, I mean, you sometimes.
This one right here.
Yes, see the one, because I don't know exactly which one, because there's so many videos, and our colleague who makes them and puts them in the pages.
There's that one, or there's
that one. Yeah, any of those. It's more specific about videos. This is something that you are very familiar with.
Sure.
Swister 127, he had a UFO or a rocket, something almost hit him in my airspace. Military radar advises they are picking up intermittent primary target behind you in circle. Type 3179, do you see the same thing? I saw it coming out of Detroit. I wondered, all I saw was just a couple real bright flashes of light, but it looked like it was underneath the cloud deck to me. Maybe this big whitish, well, and it's looking a little red and greenish light sort of pulsating, and it is constant. It's not a beacon.
Yeah, that's intense, but a lot of it makes sense. I mean, you're not saying, I mean, you're saying there's still a way that we can turn this whole ship around because there's definitely something going, we're going the wrong way.
Well,
I think we can all agree on that.
I mean, there's nothing determined in the right way. If we all humanity, most of humanity would change drastically psychologically, things would be stopped. But the most likely thing, as has happened in previous moments, is that not everybody wants to do that. So the passage of Hercolubus will eventually, highly likely, event will pass and will make the Earth, change poles. But I mean, the thing is, because we will allow that, we will not change. We will continue with our ego life, and because we are always free to do whatever we think, but whatever we choose. But the thing is that most likely things will not be different from previous passages of that planet, previous eras. But the thing is that since not all humanity will allow themselves to live that ego life forever. I mean, there's opportunity to change, and that's the thing. That's why we give, or the author gave, those techniques, and the aliens are also helping us to do that work, because they will take those people who are really working, and I mean, helping them to be safe from the catastrophe or the upheaval that will be on Earth. So the thing, the gist is that if we work, we will be helped. If we don't work, we will go on with the events as previously happened. So I don't know if it's understood in this way. That video is one of my favorite ones, because it explains it in a very, very clear way. But the thing is that we would say we are doomed because we don't change. The thing is that because we don't, not because we deserve for any reason. We deserve because we haven't changed. We've been happy with that mechanical life, that ego life. I mean, spiritually, we haven't had a real work. And at this moment, I mean, I'm talking about this present humanity. I mean, throughout history, many people have achieved that inner liberation, inner mastery, but at present, people who we are now at the current time are, put against the wall and saying, well, either you work or you see the events will be those. You live what happened in Atlantis, what happened in Lemuria, in ancient civilizations. So because we tend to repeat, humanity tend to repeat, and
we do. Oh, yes, we do. History repeats over and over. It's right. Every round we take, it seems to intensify. So there was a question from Rodney. He used to be a host on the show. He says, has anything been said about Fatima secrets and prophecies? Is that a part of this or no?
Fatima is those prophecies, as well as those in Spain with Garabandal or the French Julie Jaini, that they also depicted, those prophecies depicted that we humans as a whole we're going, down, and we need to spiritually change. As I said, doesn't mean to believe in anything specific, but to internally cleanse ourselves, internally work on ourselves, and try to get rid of that ego nature that is inside us, but it's not our real nature. So we need to work on that. And yes, all those prophecies come to the same point, to the same way.
Yeah, so it's bad. Not. I mean, you're awakening humanity. You think that's, and so if enough of us awaken and wake up, what exactly, I guess, is the protocol from there? Is it just, is if we improve ourselves, we'll improve our world, or?
Yes, the principle is if we improve ourselves, the world improves. But if not a majority does that, and we work on ourselves, we will also be helped to continue that work. And that's where the alien help will come. I mean, aliens will not interfere, but will help anyone who sincerely wants to change and who sincerely wants to makes an effort to get rid of the ego, because they don't have ego. I mean, aliens don't have ego, so that's why. I mean, they have been in different. I mean, we all have different lives. Those aliens have been in different worlds, and they had ego as well, but they got rid of that, and that's because they know those processes. They know our process well. They know our current situation very well, and that's why they want to help, and the help will be great, but provided we work on ourselves. I mean, not because we are this or that, or have money, or are from specific country, we're going to be helped.
Well, I thought, are you aware of, I thought Blazer brought up a really good point. Have you ever heard of the 100 monkey theory? That if 100, that's a popular idea, like if the 100th monkey, adapts a behavior, then everybody, it kind of goes on to a singularity, or I don't know, like if that's like a download, or is it kind of along those lines of thinking?
I don't think it can compare. I mean, this work we're talking about is very conscious work. It's not mechanical. It's not. I mean, it's not because. I mean, I don't know. It comes from
like
inside.
If 100 of us try, do something, is that causing more movement?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It's a conscious choice, purely a conscious choice, not because everyone does it. I mean, if everyone is going to work inside around us, are we going to do for the sake of that? No, because it's specifically an inner choice. It comes from our divine spark, that divine spark that the video was talking about. That makes us sometimes, that tells us you need to change, you need to start something. It's like a little voice inside, little light. But we don't take heed, we don't listen to that. We just go on with our mechanical life and trends and repeating everything. So that's the thing. That it's from inside. If we sincerely want to change, and we sincerely feel we have to change, that's the starting point. We have to follow that call, follow it, and make an effort. Not because the rest are doing. If around us everyone is doing it, it's not going to change our free choice. That we are free. We are free, and I mean, that's why the example of the monkeys, which I read about, I don't think it can compare. Although it would help, it might help if we see everyone working on themselves. Maybe we will do it. But it's basically a free choice that our internal spark is telling us, but we don't take heed of that. We don't listen to this, and it's
hard to digest the reality. Like, I remember saying when all this crazy stuff was going down with COVID, I was like, don't shut yourselves down, don't. but a part of me didn't want to believe that something so malicious like the government could do such a thing. A part of me still wants to believe, even through a lot of this. Don't you think it's hard for people to wrap their heads around like some of this stuff and the way that people are out there and the things that they are doing to humanity, to animals, to their planet? I mean, it's just hard sometimes to wrap your mind around all of that.
Yeah, it is. I agree. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, life is hard. Our situation is hard if we are realistic. And if we think of what we could be, what we could have become, and what we are now, our situation, the much suffering that is on the world, then you understand that there's nothing that doesn't work at all. And that has to be found inside ourselves, inside each of us. And as soon as you start working on yourself, you get to understand a lot of different things, and you come to understand that we are free. We cannot oblige anyone to do that work. We cannot convince, or I'm not here to convince at all. It just expose.
Yes.
And it's a free choice of each of us. But that needs an effort, that needs a reflection as well, and that's it. And so it's a personal, individual path that everyone can do, with no exception. Everyone can do, but it's freely chosen. And the aim of this book and our association is just to point out this and give the tools, and offer this book, and so anyone can do whatever they think, whatever they feel, but without losing with keeping in mind that if there is no inner work, nothing is going to change for the sake of it. I mean, we have to change. We have to start a different life inside, and everything outside then will also start changing. And as a humanity, unfortunately, it's very difficult that majority of us of humanity does that. But just with a part of it, it's okay, because that is the continuation of humanity and the improvement of human conscious to start a new era.
Yeah. Well, yes, this is the good time, huh? This is probably a perfect time for the show to
yeah, it is a perfect
New Year's resolutions.
As things unfold in humanity, we'll see this year, this new year, how it goes, but hasn't started very well. Well, I mean,
No, it has not. I don't know.
No.
We have to stop the snowball effect. Something has to stop and change direction, because it's just we're spiraling.
Yeah,
I don't know. We really are.
Sometimes we think it's going to be changed from above, from government or whatever, or politics. No, change comes.
No one's coming to save us.
Inside. No, only ourselves. We're going to make.
That is so true.
Correct. Yeah, you're right.
It would be nice, and I heard everybody. Oh, just wait, so and so. Nobody. I hate to tell you this, but nobody is coming to save you, and the only one that can save you is yourself. You can't. There's no knight in shining armor rolling in here. It won't happen. It really won't. And that's another hard part today. But we could sit here all day long and make excuses, or we could try something new. I mean, what do you think the biggest thing, like, in changing and starting this whole process? What's one change that the audience and I could, people listening, that can try, and maybe we can start to move in the right direction? I don't know.
Well, if people, you read the chapter it's called the death on the book, but it means the death of the ego. I mean, it's self-observation is the first step. Being conscious of what happens inside us. I mean,
and that's a good point. Your consciousness is the awareness of self. That's your awareness of yourself in the world. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%.
Start observing that, and observing without justification. Sometimes we see inside us trends or what thoughts, and we say I am like this. This is my way of thinking, of feeling. No, it's not our way. I mean, our real way would be much better. real, I mean, from our soul, our essence. What we usually see is our ego, our mechanical habits, psychological habits, I mean, acting, but that's not our real nature. We need to start seeing that reality and being objective, trying to be objective with us. We need to be objective, because otherwise we are going to justify everything we do, and that's not the point. We have to be objective with our essence, with our that divine spark. We have to see from that point. I mean, to observe ourselves as if we really have a part of us that needs to be cleansed. So what is the part that needs to be cleansed? We are the ones to see and judge that. But we have to be objective. If we try to justify ourselves all the time, we are not going to change. We're going to just go on. So
Yeah,
as you said,
it is, and everything is subjective, but we have to try and remain some objectiveness in it. Definitely.
That's it. That's the point.
So what is your thought on Polly, our girl Polly Rotterman asked about Nostradamus prophecies? My grandma, I read like all of us got into Nostradamus and all of that. Is there anything that we should take seriously for 2026 or look and say, okay, we're getting closer, time to do some self-improvements here, people? I don't know.
I'm sorry. About Nostradamus, I mean, his quatrains are not easy to understand. It can be interpreted in different ways. I mean, to interpret Nostradamus, we need to be a bit more awake, you know, have more objective consciousness. And if we analyze it with those prophecies from an intellectual point of view, we can have several interpretations. So,
but he talks about all the storms too, and all the California breaking off, and
yes. The thing is that he talked about the King of Terror. The King of Terror relates to that planet, to the planet that is going to.
Okay, so this is with this round. So what? Okay, I get that. What about the Billy Meyer? What do you think about his prophecies? Are you guys aware of him?
Not specifically about Billy Meyer. I know he also contacted the aliens, and there are so many contactees in this modern era
I know. There's so many in our chat that have had a direct ET experiences that are the contactees. The fact that he's telling everybody else and like he's the only one, that's where I call cults like behavior. But I have not been quiet about that. People can come to their own decisions on Billy Meyer, but yeah, he's so like hell bent. If I can, I don't know. Excuse me for saying that, but he is like on everybody else being wrong. It's not about like you're coming forth with this, self improvement. That's great. Like self awareness, even better. And all. I turn myself off. All of these things that are positive, where he's like, I'm the almighty. Where I don't think that's it. I think the collective needs to definitely change as a whole in order to affect any of this. It's not just one person, because his ego did not die, if that's the case.
Yeah, right. Absolutely right. I mean, if we as long as we don't eliminate the ego, everything we study or we come across will be, let's sort of taken by the ego in some way. And sometimes we could have experiences, we could have, contacts, but if we don't die in ourselves, if our ego doesn't die, we could make lots of mistakes and could interpret in a wrong way, because it's our ego who interprets or who takes that information. So that's why the importance of getting rid of our pride, our self conscientiousness, or what I don't know how it's called in English. I mean, we've got a very huge pride, or how would I say, ambition of ourselves, of being famous, being right, being attractive, whatever. And that sometimes is the part that makes us commit mistakes, because we put our own interest before what is what is the the soul nature. And that's the ego. I mean, the ego is going to, the ego will try to destroy everything we want to do. I mean, we've got a good intention. Sometimes it's the ego behind that intention.
Yeah, that's true.
And we are self-deceived, we self-deceive. I mean, that's because we haven't started working. I mean, even we start working, we will find lots of situations, but we are in the point of correcting that. The first, as you said, starting point to see how we are, to observe how we are.
So that awareness of that the stuff is going on. Yeah.
If there is no awareness, everything is lost, because we're going to spoil everything that comes to us.
Yeah, because I guess if it's not working correctly, nothing's going to work at all. I definitely get that. Polly has a great question. Are prophecies alien downloads? Like, where did the messages come from? Is what she's wondering. Like, where did, I guess, Edgar Casey or some of the people that were, behind what your teaching and followings are, where did they come from, or did they say?
The author, I mean, specifically V.M. Rabolu, you mean, the author who wrote this book, he contacted the aliens. He went to Venus and Mars. He explains that in his book. He contacted directly. So that wasn't a contact through mediumship or medium techniques. In some cases, for example, I remember Rama mission in South America the messages were done mainly through somatic writing or trance you call it, trance like situations. But VM Rabolu was fully conscious of those contacts and contacted was visited by spacecrafts often in South America, and he also through astral travel, he could many times see those humanities.
Yeah.
So the dimensions in the universe are a way of knowledge. I mean, if we can access certain dimensions, we get a different knowledge rather than physically.
That's, yeah. I just didn't, some of it's hard to explain, but when you have these downloads, I mean, it's just like this rapid fire going off, and once you start to recognize it, then you can see where it's coming from. But yeah, it's a lot this is very intense. How did you become a part of all of this? You had experiences with ET, or where did you find your place in all of this?
Well, I came across those works by the author in sort of 30 years ago, and started practicing, and so they worked, and then came across the new. He wrote this book Hercolubus, and we continued practice that and started also verified some of his claims, and so it was a sincere experience. It was not something fabricated.
Yeah.
And of course, we need to investigate, do our own research, because it should not serve anyone what I'm saying here, just because people can believe or not believe. It's just we are free to do that. But important is to start practicing, start verifying, little by little. You start verifying things, and then you say, okay, this works, and I want to go farther, and then that's a gradual process. I mean, the important things doesn't happen in just in a second or suddenly, especially in the spiritual path, in the conscious work. Things are very gradual. Things are not given to us until we prove that we want, or we search for that in a serious way. So that and that applies to anything we do in the inner work. I mean, if we want quick results, sometimes we fail because that's impatience. Okay. So if we start working, we internally see results. We always see results, but sometimes we want to go quicker than that. But that's an ego. That's an ego also wants impatient. We want that's in each of us. We want power. We want experiences. We want to know lots of things suddenly, And if we don't get that, we get discouraged, and that's a mistake because. Important things need their time and have their value and need an effort to be achieved. Quick results, I think we would always have to, not trust them and trust them, because quick results sometimes are even, self-deceit, in some way. So. But this is something we have to reflect on, and that's the same. If we are serious and if we are not impatient and if we are steady, we can achieve lots of things, but always gradually, always in a balanced way. So that's why you see sometimes in the Eastern civilization, Japan or China, the ancient Shaolin, they spend years meditating, spend years every day meditating. Do we think that if that was not necessary, they would have done that? I mean, they did that because everything needed an effort. They wanted, those people achieved lots of higher knowledge, but through effort. We don't need to do that. We don't need to stay those hours meditating, but we need to do an inner work every day, observing ourselves in daily life as we interact with people as well. See how do we feel, see our internal reactions, our thoughts towards other people, towards ourselves. We have to start doing that. I mean, this is a wonderful task. Knowing ourselves is the best we can do.
Yeah, you're right. And we are our own best experts. And I do believe, I really do, that deep down inside, the different, when something's wrong, when something's not, And I said that I've always said, if you don't make these changes for yourself, the universe is going to do, and you're not going to like how it happens. It's not going to like how it happens.
Yeah, right.
So I guess as a whole, we really do need that point of reflection. And I don't see, you're not pressing, you're saying, where some people there's no options. We're odd options. The end of the world. This is it. You're saying there are options. You're not pushing that fear piece so much as you're pushing the fact that we have the ability to become and be better and do better. And,
yes.
Yeah, I think that's a powerful message. That's great.
That's a starting point. That's the thing we can do. Nobody can take that from us. Our inner work, nobody can take it. Nobody can take it from us. It's our
that's
free
true.
choice and our free world. And I mean, even we can be sent to jail, but nobody is going to control your internal work. I mean, you will be able. That's extreme situation, of course. But wherever we are, we can do our inner work. We can do it wherever we are, whatever we do, whatever is our work, we can do our internal spiritual work and observe the ego, eliminate the ego, and start, traveling in our inner worlds, and getting better dreams, getting astral knowledge, all that. It's inside us. Nobody can take it from us. And that's a great thing. That's the great thing we should be aware of. So
it's the things, it's not the monetary things. Everything else bought and paid for will be taken. It's not even a matter, but that is one thing that cannot be taken.
Yeah, that's the thing that's maybe the only thing that cannot be taken from us. And we don't usually think of that, and we disregard that because it's not I mean, it's not common to start an inner work, a serious inner work, but we have to do it. We have to think it should be the common work of everyone, and we would, in that way, we would be like those humanities we're talking about, those aliens, those awakened, already liberated beings in cosmos that are able to have a high technology, as the book explains. They have no wars, no borders, no everything goes through their knowledge, and everything is ordered through their consciousness. So that's an ideal, a utopia. We would say a utopia, but it's not a utopia. It is possible. It is possible. I mean, human beings could live like that. But
the true meaning of communism, everybody looking out for one another, and
the true, because the true meaning is that everything belongs to everyone, and everyone treats everything and treats everyone in the best way. But we haven't been able to do that. So that's because of the ego, of our ego inside each of us. So that's the core message, I think, and that's our invitation. And I thank you. I appreciate very much that we're able to talk about those topics, because I think it's quite important to talk about that and to reflect on that and to know it exists and we can do it.
Absolutely. So, but I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I knew you were like 4 o'clock in the morning when you said it. So I'm like that. We really appreciate it. I would love to learn more from you and have you back on. And I'll make sure. And you guys, if you have not, it's in the description. It's down below. You can look, and I will post it again to the website. I actually have it right up here. I've been looking through it as we go, so I'll make sure that's on there. And then you're offering a free ebook. I mean, if you want to know more, the price is right.
It can be downloaded. Yeah, it can be downloaded. We used to send it on paperback at the beginning. Then we used to send it through PDF by email, but now it can be downloaded. So it's I think the fastest way, and just to encourage people to do their own work, to know by themselves. I mean, we're not here to tell people what they have to believe, but to explain that there's a chance, a possibility, a great possibility for us to really change, and to get knowledge. That's what I think we all want in some way, through knowledge and internal knowledge. And I appreciate very much your opportunity to talk about that, and you're inviting us as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I do appreciate your efforts. And so in closing, what would you like to leave the audience with? I know you've left us a lot to think about and a lot to learn. What would you like to leave the audience with?
Well, the audience to realize that we can really change. We are living in a serious situation now, moment in worldwide, and that the best thing we can do is to change internally ourselves, to prepare ourselves for that help that the aliens are ready to give us. So, but first we need to change ourselves. We need to start changing. If we are on a serious work on ourselves, we're going to be helped. No doubt on that. But it has to be a serious work and sincere work on ourselves to get rid of our psychological ego, all those defects we've talked about. That's the key point, I would say.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for coming on, and we really appreciate
You're welcome.
it. And before, is there anywhere else, I mean, other than the website, that the people can find you and ask for questions or things that they might have?
They can always email us. There's an email on our website. There's a contact email, and they can always. We will take care of your mail and your doubts. And a lot of people are writing us and with different more than questions. What we encourage is that people start getting their own questions, which are that is the point. I mean, if we get our own answers, if we get our own answers, that's the most grateful things for us. I mean, individually, we need to get the answers, and those are that's the the real knowledge. Having answers by ourselves, that's the real knowledge. Otherwise, there's always a knowledge from anyone outside us. But I would say the real knowledge is one that we ourselves get through inner work. But
I agree.
we can always write us, and we will.
And that's at the Gmail account. That's what I pulled up. Is that the it says, gosh, I'm gonna slaughter the Hercolubus.Spain@gmail.com. Is that it?
Yes, that's the one appearing on the website. Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
There's
That's awesome.
another one. It's info Hercolubus, I think. But no, that's they keep changing. That if that is the website is the correct Hercolubus.
Okay, Hercolubus.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better. There might be a little hope for me yet, but yeah. So thank you so much again for coming on, and anytime, yeah. And like I said, if there's anything that we can do to help get the word out, I love the message. Everybody in chat saying thank you for coming. Thank you. Your videos were great. We appreciate you not, that giving hope, like not just focusing on that fear narrative. Like I appreciate that so much. You have no idea.
I mean, we there's hope, and we are free to choose that path of hope and work. But there always has to be an inner work.
Yes.
That. Thank you very much, Coley, and all the listeners and viewers. I appreciate and all the best.
Thank you. Take care. Now, Galicia. That was pretty moving and amazing. I liked, I just bringing the information. It's ultimately, as he said, it's up to you, like to take the pieces that resonate with you and to change. I mean, we're definitely at a place in humanity that we need to consider some of the stuff. I mean, if we keep going at this rate of speed down the road we are going, it's going no place good. It really is. It definitely is going no place good. So thank you so much to BMR and to Kurt W75. Appreciate the super chats. You have no idea. It means a lot. And everybody here supporting and your comments. And I love listening to the side, or not listening, watching the side chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. Too. So we got some exciting stuff coming up. Jay Michaels, I'm not sure if you guys know that he had a stroke, but he's going to be coming on Wednesday to address everyone. Steve Mara's going, and thank you again, Kurt, for him. He's going to be here on Monday. I'm doing an hour over here and then an hour over on Channel 12. We have Daryl Sims coming on this week, and yeah, lots of fun stuff. So, and James Gillian, he was in last chat, so I have to set him up too with stuff. So we'll be bringing you guys more and more. So on that note, I guess in the housekeeping, go over to Bigfoot Michigan Rob's channel and definitely subscribe to him. He is great, and he's always, the pirates over there are always supporting us over here. So too. So yeah, I don't know of a much better home away from home than over at Rob's house. So with that being said, on behalf of SNX Radio and me, Coley, thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. And be good to one another. Like I said, check out all the links. If you guys are wondering, again, you weren't here for the first part, definitely watch. And the links are all throughout the chat. They'll be in the description. And I mean, it really is. His message was very powerful and it made so much sense on so many levels. So there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, self-awareness, and all of that. So that's great. Yeah. So thank you again to our guests. Absolutely. And I appreciate the chat. You guys keeping your open minds and open hearts, because really that's what it's going to take. And out of anything, I might not agree with everything you have to say, but I'm going to be the first one to defend your right to say it and your right to choose, your free will. So hopefully we can all get this together here and not have to go down the cycle of destruction of humanity, and we can turn this one around. So thank you again. And I will be seeing you all very soon, sooner than later. So Good night, guys.
SNX Radio invites you to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos with us as we dive into UFOs, cryptids, and everything otherworldly. As we navigate the night, we investigate the unknowns that spark our curiosity and challenge our understanding of reality.